Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for Psych 5 Social Psychology for Saturday, April 9th. And just going to go over a few items as I always do. So let's get started. Our first up here is that your discussion for Chapter 10. That was due there yesterday on Friday, so hopefully you got that in on time and had something interesting to say about your own need to belong. Also, when we come back to class after this following week after spring break on Monday the 18th, you will have your quiz on Chapter 11, our chapter on stereotyping, prejudice, etc. there. Also, a reminder, on that following Monday when we come back, your literature review paper is due. That's the initial deadline there. So you'll find the instructions underneath Unit 5 on our course page there. Just look for that APA Literature Review module. Look for the instructions for Part 2, Component 2 as I call it there. At the very top you'll see a how-to video where I walk you through the instructions and have some screenshots, etc. And right below that video you'll see a link to instructions plus what's called a checklist. Consider that checklist a list of do's and don'ts, things you do want to have in your paper and things you don't want to have in your paper. And the instructions are very helpful there too, because embedded in those instructions you'll see links to that online writing lab, the OWL or the OWL, for a title page, a sample abstract page, and a sample completed literature review paper itself. So do take a look at those there and take advantage of those samples that will really help you out. Also, just to keep in mind, in the instructions you'll find there too that your paper has to be a minimum of 4 full pages of literature review content. That is a presentation of what you found in the literature as documented in your list of at least 5 academic peer-reviewed references. You're also going to have 3 additional pages, a title page, an abstract page, and a list of references on a reference page too. So 7 pages altogether, but 4 of those are the meat and potatoes, if you will, the actual literature review itself. And when you present that literature review, make sure you say something about each one of the references you have in your list of references. So you need to say at least 5 things. We call those citations in an actual literature review paper. So cite each one of those at least once. So you should have at least 5. Do not cite sources you don't have in your list of references, because this is a review of the literature. That is what you actually found, and not sources you don't have that you found in your list of references. So be careful about that. And also be careful to present a review of the literature, not unlike what you would find in a textbook. So this is not to be like an autobiographical approach. You don't want to write about your life and say how it illustrates whatever your topic is. You want to write about the topic, from a scientific point of view. And if you want to add a few things about how your own life experiences reflect that, that's fine. But the bulk of it really should be about the literature itself. Again, not unlike what you would find in a textbook if there were a textbook written on your topic of interest there. Okay, so be careful to do all those things. Again, take a look at that checklist. It'll really help you out. Also, there's a rubric there you'll find as well at the very bottom of the instructions there for Component 2. Just scroll all the way down, you'll see, and that's really helpful to look at in terms of what you have to worry about in terms of losing any points. Also, our game plan when we come back after our break, after this following week, we're going to go ahead and finish up Chapter 11 on stereotyping, prejudice, and discrimination. And that'll wrap us up for this Unit 4, and we'll have our exam on the following Monday there on April 25th. So just a bit of a heads up about that. And as always, do work ahead on your inquisitive assignments there. This time you have 3 chapters, 9, 10, and 11, that'll help you prepare for the exam. And again, those are pretty easy points to earn. Just don't wait to the last minute. And do remember, you are allowed to go back in and try to answer the same questions over again. It will give you more chances to do it. Just keep on trying to try to raise your score to the maximum that you can get there. Otherwise, that was everything I wanted to say this time. I hope you enjoy your break this coming week, and I'll see you in class back on Monday the 18th. So take care until then.